Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. We are going to listen Christian Horner. Let's listen to him.
Who split the McLarens, and Christian Horner joins us now. That was another worldie from your man.
Yeah, I mean, outstanding performance again in quali, and I think that Sector 1 is where he's been doing most of his damage today. The Sector 2 and 3, the McLarens have had the upper hand, and he was able to make that really work in Q3 there.
Actually, the first corner, it looked like it didn't turn in for him, and then he was still purple for that first sector. It just shows you can make
he
it
had
up.
a bit of a wobble in turn 1, and he dropped probably about, I don't know, half a tenth, 3/4 of a tenth, and but still went purple. He was able to keep that momentum flowing, and then he didn't overdrive sector 2, and that slow sequence of corners from turn 11. There's so much time there, and he just kept finding more time.
He walked up and said, "Never a doubt." I mean, at this point in time, talk about Max's ability to make you think that. What is that skill set that makes him able to just pull those laps out and get the fastest sector when he still makes a mistake?
Well, I think, like any great sportsman, or woman, it's those big pressure moments. It's that last set of tires when the pressure is at its most extreme that time and again he has delivered, and that's his third pole in 6 races now, and against expectation. McLaren looked like they had us covered in Q2, but it's about going and doing the lap, and Max is a master at that.
Has Max always been like that under pressure? Because obviously we're 4-time world champion now, and everyone's like, oh, it's obviously the car, and we all know you need a very good car to win a world championship. But this year, I'm sure you don't mind saying, but probably you don't have the best car, but he's still able to put it on pole position. Yeah. I mean, are we seeing Max .2 this season? I mean, it's just insane, the results he's able to get out of the car in qualifying especially.
Well, I think his ability to really deliver under pressure, and he's having to dig deep, because probably on balance we probably are a tenth or two down on the McLaren around here, but track position is so important, and nailing that lap, and as I say, when you get to Q3, that's where the pressure is, and he just steps up to the plate and has done it again, which Japan less than a tenth, Saudi 100th, here 600ths. I mean, it's insane the margins that we're dealing with.
Small thing, I mean, a big thing for him, huge thing for him. The biggest thing that's probably happened to him is he had his daughter, and then he comes across here and he's able to do that. He's able to just, we've talked about it so much when there's been noise off the track about how he can compartmentalize, but it just finds new ways to do it, doesn't he? What have you talked about? What's his feelings been this weekend? But have you seen a different Max?
Look, I mean, you can see he's walking a step higher, and becoming a father and welcoming a beautiful little girl into the world. That's a massive thing for him, and but as we see time and time again, when he crosses that line into the garage and puts his crash helmet on, everything disappears. His ability to focus and just deliver is insane. It's really truly impressive.
You said obviously the first section in the fast corners is where he's been getting most of his time. Do you think that's enough to cover him for tomorrow and get the win?
I don't know. I mean, let's see what the weather does as well. I think we're running a little heavier on downforce than the other guys, because we're particularly quick in that first sector. We then bleed a bit of time in sector 2 and 3, particularly that long straight. But track position is so important, and then holding that track position is even more important at the start tomorrow.
Is this a really important qualifying session for the team? It's been a bit of a tricky weekend so far with a couple of little mishaps.
Yeah, look, I mean, after the sprint race, I mean, that was tough. I mean, really unfortunate. It was a human error. We have to apologize to Kimi, and these things happen. But as a team, we look at it, we work out, okay, where can we be better? And you're talking about a judgment of about a meter. And of course, there was the undercut was potentially on. The determination is to try and get the car back out there, but it was just a misjudgment. It can happen, but it just demonstrates you're always learning in this business.
Final word on Yuki. He's obviously got into the Q3 there, but still 3/4 of a second off Max. What's your sentiments on his performance this weekend?
I think he did a good job to get into Q3. I think we've seen a little bit of a pattern now that his time in Q3, it doesn't, it's almost maybe he's overdriving slightly in Q3 a little bit, because he's sort of only matching the time that he did in Q2 as the circuit's still improving, but that will come with experience as he's getting more familiar with the car, and I thought he did a good job, to get to Q3 today.
Obviously, Saudi, you had a McLaren on the inside and was able to get his nose into turn one. It's the same kind of corner here we saw in the sprint race. That, Oscar was able to do that to Antonelli.
Yeah.
Is there a little worry there?
Well, look, I mean, I think the rules of engagement are pretty clear. It's a race to the apex, isn't it? And then it's as long as you've got a nose or wing mirror ahead, then they are the rules that the drivers have agreed with the FIA. So, everybody's playing to that now. So, the most important thing is get a good start, and then you don't have to worry about, placing your car or where you place it at that first corner.
Thanks, Christian. Great effort.
Yeah, we have listened to Christian Horner. I'm not going to comment anything about his interview. Just don't forget to like the video, comment, and subscribe to the channel.